Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella, and today we're going to wrap up our series on the 5 ways to keep your top earners and employees when you can't offer a raise or promotion. Number 5 is offer a timeline. What exactly does that mean? Well, I think it's going to mean something different than the sound of that offer a timeline. What that means is, as you put together a career development plan for your people, a timeline shows these people that you respect them and you value their personal growth. It also builds a transparency and a trust. You're willing to sit with them and write down and put together an action plan, put together a plan for their personal growth and development. No one wants to be strung along if the truth is that they will never see a promotion or raise within an organization. All employees, all people deserve to know if a promotion or raise is on the table next month, next year, or never. So, as hard as it is sometimes to tell people that we may not see you in that next level, or we don't think you're ready right now in that next level. You know, in one of the early episodes, we talked about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we talked about some of the great lyrics and songs. I was telling you about one of my favorite songs, which is Center Field, and it's Put Me in, Coach. I'm ready to play. Well, that's all great. People may feel like they're ready. Put me in. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to be an active member. But maybe they're not. And maybe you never see them there. And you know what? That's a difficult conversation, but maybe that conversation spurs the conversation that you both need as to why you don't see them there, right? I can tell you something else that happens inside an organization when someone grows. You know, I started my career at UPS. I was a part-time supervisor, part-time employee unloading, loading trailers. Then I became a part-time supervisor. I worked for an individual for many years as a part-timer. Later on, I worked for him as a senior leader, and he was one level above me. I was reporting to him, great individual. But he always looked at me and he kept saying to me, every time I see you, I just think of you as that part-time supervisor. And so that's not uncommon, that the good, remember I always say, don't want your strengths be your weakness. Well, the strength of a promotion from within an organization is that you move your way into the organization. Sometimes the weakness is that people see you as you were when you first started. They see you as that part-time supervisor or full-time supervisor. Now you're a manager, or now you're that next level. Now you're a general manager, but they don't really see you in that level because they've seen you grow and they still see you as that, new individual, that new supervisor, new manager. And by you having that difficult conversation where you may say to them, well, I don't ever see you get to that next level. Well, they may challenge you in a positive way as to why. And what you both may come to the realization is the why is because they don't really understand how you've grown. They still see you as that new supervisor, new manager, or new employee. And so that could be a positive outcome of having that difficult conversation. It may be that person really isn't that next level. And so they're farther away than they thought. But it's important to have that conversation. What's so important is the truthfulness and the transparency with which you have it. Finally, I would say, take the view that an employee does not quit on their company. They quit on their boss. If you start there, then you're always going to look internally for a reason why someone turned over in your organization. But I think that offering that timeline is so important. You have to lay out that career development. You have to lay out the things that they need to work on. You have to lay out the agreements that you have with each other to help them get to that next level. And if you have to have that difficult conversation of why you don't see that, that could be what unlocks the vision that you both need to see them get to that next level. And now all of a sudden, you now look at them differently. So that's number 5 in our series. I hope you've enjoyed this series on the 5 ways to keep your top earners and employees when you can't offer a raise or promotion. Look, nothing's more important in an organization than your people. Your people are the differentiator between you and your competitors. So remember, it's your greatest asset. Treat it that way. Treat your people that way as the greatest asset. Until we meet again, be safe, and thank you for being a member of the Leadership Library family.